Don't concede, my friend. Don't concede yet. Let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it. All right, let's go. Amazing Surge. Board wipe. Boom. There it is. Look at that. I think that's how many prizes is that? Is that like 7 prizes in one turn? Let's go. Let's go, guys. Unreal. Unreal deck. All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is Matt here from Chill TCG. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a super cool deck list. This deck list was not the deck list that won Chill Series number 21 last Wednesday. However, it was one of the coolest deck lists that was in the tournament, and it actually did do very well. This is going to be an amazing rare Kyogre deck list, and I don't specifically remember the name of the person that ran this list. I didn't never got their real name or anything like that, but I will find it, and I'll put sort of their name in the description down below. I'll make sure I give them credit, but definitely go check them out. This person was running this very unique Kyogre list, and was actually the #1 seed coming out of Phase 1 of our tournament last week. So in the first 8 rounds, he went 7-1 with this Kyogre list, and it's definitely extremely interesting. I changed like a couple things around with this list. Again, it might not be the right thing to do, but it was just sort of personal preference after playing the list a little bit. So yeah, it's super cool. Of course, this deck is based around this Kyogre here, this amazing rare Kyogre from the new Shining Fate set. This one's super cool. It's got 120 HP, retreat cost of 3. However, it does have this crazy attack, your Amazing Surge, for a water, lightning, metal, and then a colorless. This attack does 80 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon, and you don't apply weakness and resistance for the benched Pokemon. So pretty much just a spread deck, right, is what this comes down to. However, the energy requirement can be a little bit complicated. It can be a little bit awkward at times, but we're running a multitude of different ways to get these energies on this thing. And once we set up those ways, it's actually pretty consistent. Of course, this is a setup deck, so this deck does struggle a bit with things like Marnie or Reset Stamp or getting bossed while you're trying to set up the Kyogre on the bench. But we do have some things in the deck to try to alleviate that stress that those cards can put on a setup deck like this. So that's what the card is based around. It's a damage spread deck. Of course, we are running Telescopic Sight. So this adds 30 damage to V and GX Pokemon if they're on our opponent's bench. So Kyogre technically can do up to 110 to our opponent's entire bench, which is absolutely ridiculous. And sometimes, if our opponent doesn't play the matchup correctly, we can take 6 prizes in 1 attack, and that's what we're going to try to be doing here today in this video. I just noticed like my OBS is a little bit glitched out. I think it's fixed. Okay, there we go. So yeah, we're running Telescopic Sight to put on Kyogres. Now the card that we're running with this deck, and a card that goes very well with this Kyogre deck, is this Articuno from Team Up. This Articuno is nothing too special. It does have a pretty cool attack, Cold Cyclone, but we run this attack for its ability Blizzard Veil. So as long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, whenever your opponent plays a supporter card from their hand, you prevent all effects of that card done to your opponent's bench or to your bench Pokemon. This basically just means that as long as we keep Articuno in the active spot, they cannot boss up our Kyogre or gust up our Kyogre to knock out it while we're trying to set it up. And that's really what this is all about. This is a setup deck. Our Kyogres are going to be on our bench for 3-4 turns at the beginning of the game before we get set up, most likely. And for that reason, we're going to use Articunos to try to stall a little bit. Next up, we are running 2 Jirachi Amazing Rares, just sort of as an option to start our game with, to consistently find some new cards off the top of our deck, get the deck moving at a little quicker pace. So we're running 2 of those guys. We are running 2 Zacian Vs. We run these mainly just for our attack at Intrepid Sword. However, we do have 4 Metal Energy, so technically, if it comes down to it, we can use that attack. I don't necessarily suggest that being the case. And then, of course, we are running a Mew to protect our bench from damage for decks that do like to just hit the bench for damage instead of having to boss things up and gust things up to KO it. So again, another way to protect our Kyogre from things like maybe a Delmise VMAX or a Pikarom, Tag Bolt GX or really a Cramorant, anything that could be doing bench damage. Mew's definitely going to help with protecting our Kyogres as well. We do have an Oricorio-GX just to draw some cards. Of course, most of the time our opponent's just going to be KOing either our Articunos, our Kyogres, our Jirachis. So for that reason, they're going to have to KO us 6 times, and that's just 3 cards every time they KO us that we get to draw with Oricorio-GX. So definitely very, very good card. Can be very clutch in the late game to find those last few cards that you need. And of course, we do run a Tapu Koko Prism Star. And this is one of the ways that we're accelerating that energy onto our Kyogre. This is a good thing to hold late in the game. We don't like to play this card very, very often until we really want to late in the game. This is very good because, of course, if we have some electric energies in our discard pile, we can put those, both of those electric energies onto one of our each Kyogres, and that's just very good energy acceleration considering that we do need a lightning in our attack cost. And then we are running a 2-2 lineup of Snom and Frosmoth. Frosmoth is actually incredibly important with this deck. Frosmoth, again, it's a little bit clunky. It requires a decent amount of setup, but having this Frosmoth on our bench is going to be the reason that sometimes we're actually able to set up this Kyogre in one turn, or most of the time in 2 turns, but sometimes in 1 turn, which is absolutely fantastic. More energy acceleration. We are running 4 turbo patches, just because it works out well. We get to somehow flip heads sometimes, and get that quick setup on Kyogres. It's a little bit up in the air. It's of course like a luck card, but when it works, it's very, very good. And then we have 2 training courts to get those energies out of our discard pile, because of course we are running 3 different types of energies, 4, 4, 6, right? So sometimes we run out of these energies and we want to get them out of our discard pile. Specifically the waters for the most part, so we can use Ice Dance and get them out of our hand back onto our Kyogres. We're running an Ordinary Rod for the late game to shuffle these energies back into our deck, shuffle the Kyogres and stuff back into our deck, so definitely very good. In terms of Pokemon search, we are running 3 Pokemon Communications and 4 Quick Balls. We should be able to find all of our Pokemon pretty consistently with these, 7 different cards here. We do have a Reset Stamp just for the late game if we can, grab it with Rosa, which is an incredibly important card in the deck. This is one card that we can kind of just grab and play and hopefully sort of stall for a moment or two while we try to set up for those last few attacks with Kyogre. So 1 Reset Stamp. We have 1 Boss's Orders. It's not super important, but sometimes it comes in clutch if we're able to boss our opponent into a Pokemon that they can't retreat out of, and then we stamp them to 1 or 2, give us some extra time. Also, like I said, Kyogre with Telescopic Sight is only doing 110 to the bench and 80 to the active, so sometimes the math doesn't work out. We have to boss something back onto the bench so we can hit it for 110. And that can be very important. So that is why we're running 1 Boss's Orders. We have 4 Research as our main draw supporter, and then we also have Rosa, which is incredibly good in this deck. Whenever one of our Pokemon gets knocked out, we get to search our deck for a Trainer card, Basic Energy card, and a Pokemon. So realistically, this card works absolutely perfect in Amazing Rare Kyogre. Sometimes we can just grab Frosmoth if we need it to evolve into the Snom. We could grab like a Turbo Patch or Telescopic Sight as well as an Energy. So there's a lot of things that we can do with Rosa, a lot of combos. And it kind of makes the deck list a little bit skillful to play in some sense. Like there's a lot of different outlets and options that you can do. So a lot of times it's a little bit difficult to find the right path and make the right decisions when you're playing this deck, because there is a lot of variance and a lot of different play styles, right? Depending on the different matchups. So that's how that goes. We aren't running any switching cards, but we are running 2 Air Balloons. So this is mainly so we can attach this to like a Zacian or like a Frosmoth or just something to give us a pivot into, while we set up our Kyogres. Because when a Kyogre gets knocked out, we don't necessarily want to, bring that right up to the active spot, because Ice Dance here from Frosmoth only works to our benched Pokemon. So those Air Balloons are extremely, extremely important. And it's a main reason why we kind of, need these for the most part to kind of give ourselves a pivot, which is going to be extremely, extremely important. And then for the energies, for basic energies, we're running, what is this? 4. We're running 4 electric energies, or lightning energies, 4 metals, and we're running 6 water energies. Water, of course, is the most important, because, with that colorless energy, for the most part, we're going to use that as another water. So the idea here is that we can Frosmoth, Ice Dance, 2 onto Kyogre, attach a metal, Koko, and a lightning on. That's a 1-turn setup, technically. We also have Turbo Patch to make that a little bit more consistent. But that's kind of the idea with the deck. Of course, we like to set up. We like to slowly build up our Kyogres, our Pokemon, and attack maybe 2-3 times in the game and hopefully take enough prizes to win on just all of that one last attack. So definitely a little bit awkward as far as this deck goes, but it actually kind of comes together very well. It works very well. I'm just super excited to really try to test out a list like this. Again, big shout out to, that guy, whoever that man was, who ended up going 7-1 in the first phase of Trail Series 21. It was like a 250 player tournament, and he was 7-1 in 8 games to start with this Kyogre deck. So it definitely kind of speaks to how, not bad this deck really is. It actually is pretty good, and you can do some really cool stuff with it. Like I said, though, Marnie, a little bit of a struggle. Reset Stamp, a little bit of a struggle. If we get bossed before we can get that Articuno in the active spot, of course, pretty difficult. It doesn't have the best matchup spread. A lot of times our opponent sometimes doesn't know how to play against this deck, though, right? So sometimes they'll just bench like Dedennes, Crobats, like Boltons, like whatever it might be, or like Mawiles or Oricorios, and those are things that we love because, we're two-shotting those and taking multiple prize cards with one attack. So that's really the idea behind the deck. We're going to get into it. We're going to try to play some games. Hopefully we find a good game to showcase to you guys. That would be very ideal. Yeah, I mean, don't judge too hard on the gameplay. It's not going to be, super high level. I'm not one of the best players around. So, again, the gameplay isn't really to demonstrate my skill as a player as much to showcase the deck and what it can do. So I hope you guys enjoy. Again, this deck list might be a little bit hard to build. Some of these cards are pretty new. Things like Kyogre, like a 4 of Kyogre with some Jirachi Amazing Rare, Zacians. These are some cards that might be a little bit difficult to obtain, so this isn't a super cheap deck list, let alone the 4 Rosas in the deck. It's definitely super cool, and if you have access to cards like this, I suggest that you maybe try to play this out or at least test it out. So, yeah, that's the deck list, guys. Link to the import or the export. The actual deck list will be down in the description below. We're going to get into some gameplay. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and hopefully I can get some good games with this Amazing Rare Kyogre deck. All right, let's get into it. See if we can't get some good games here. I've played a few games with the list. Sometimes it goes very, very well, and then sometimes it just, you can't get anything out of it. We're playing Vengex, I think is how you say that name. I'm not sure who he is. He's got a cool hat, though. I like his hat. We're going to go heads. I think with this deck, we honestly like to go first most of the time. We have plenty of ways to try to find our Zacians and all the other cards that we need to set up. I think that, either way, it's not too big of a deal, but, in some matchups, all right, we definitely don't want that hand. Look at that. It's almost all our energies right there, right at the start. Okay. Let's see if we get something better here. What do we get? We start with Kyogre. Okay, so not the greatest Pokemon that we could be starting with here. In all seriousness, I don't really want to start with Kyogre in the active just because, we don't necessarily have a way to retreat out. So we're going to have to start off with Koko, and I'm just going to go ahead and put Kyogre down on the bench. We are going first, and again, this hand isn't necessarily great for going first. And it looks like we're playing some sort of fighting deck. I am actually going to put Oricorio down, just because I don't want to research it out. But, what we're going to do here is I think that we just attach this. I don't want to put down Trading Court yet. I guess I don't really need to put Oricorio down yet. So unfortunately, we're just going to pass our turn here. Next turn, we're probably just going to have to research out, which isn't super ideal, but we can probably play most of the cards in our hand. And again, we might top deck something. We see a Karate built Graplocked, actually wild. Now we can tie up. Interesting, Moonsault Press. He's going to switch into this guy. He's going to attach here. Okay. Well, he's hitting for weakness on Koko here, which is not great. He does put the Dojo down actually, which is very terrifying. I still don't think he's gonna have enough. Okay, so he's gonna boss up the Kyogre. Oh man. Okay. He's just going straight super aggressive right at the beginning. If this Kyogre gets knocked out again, it's not the biggest thing in the world. We have 4 in the deck. Which, speaking of which, I do need to search my deck. But we don't really have a way to retreat out, which isn't ideal. I suppose we can always attach an Air Balloon to this thing and manually retreat out, but that's never super ideal. He's playing a baby a single prize Graplocked as well. So he's gonna do 30 with this thing. Now I can't attack next turn. That shouldn't be too big of a deal. We do have a Jirachi, so you know what? I'm just gonna do this. We're gonna attach. We're gonna do all this good stuff. I'm gonna play the Choreo down just because I really don't want to get rid of it. That might not be the best play, realistically. Okay. So this is interesting. Now, I think at this point, because I don't really have a way to retreat out, and next turn, what is this? So I don't think he'll be able to hit me with that second attack next turn either. So I think what we do is, well, I'm going to Quick Ball away the Lightning. And I am going to grab a Zacian just so we can start drawing cards consistently with the deck. I don't know if I want to put down my second Kyogre just yet. In all honesty. So I think, yeah, I'm going to put Zacian down. I mean, the only problem here is, I don't know, he did already play 1 boss, and he's got 2 cards in his hand, so I'm feeling a little bit fine, realistically, about, what's, the next few turns here. And if this thing does kick KO'd, we'll have bench space. So, I'm not too worried, realistically. I'm going to put down Kyogre. Might not be the greatest play. I'm going to end with Intrepid Sword. We do find 2 more Kyogres and a Water Energy. One thing that we do would like to get down at some point is a Snom. That's what I was kind of considering, was Quick Balling away something in my hand and then maybe grabbing or putting Snom down on the bench next turn. But we can always pop Koko, free up the bench space, Quick Ball for Snom next turn. The way it seems here, it seems like we're not going to KO next turn either way. right? So I'm really just not too worried. He's going to Marnie us. Again, Marnie, we hate Marnie in this deck. If Marnie didn't exist, this deck would be much better. But we do have things like Zacian, Jirachi, Oricorio. This hand is not terrible, really. He does get rid of my court and just finds a second dojo. He's going to put another Karate Belt on his little Calabopus down there. Yeah, and he's going to tie us up again. So again, we can't attack with this thing next turn unless we switch in and out, which is fine, I guess. Now, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to have to just pop Koko here. I think the best play is to just kind of waste Koko early on, which isn't like super ideal, but at least we do get at least one energy out of it. And now what I can do is I can combo away this Frosmoth because I do want to get Snom down. We're going to look through our deck first. So we have both of our Kyogres left. We have both of our Articunos. One's in hand. We have our Mew. I guess we only had one Frosmoth left in our deck, which is a little bit suspect. We got our down... yeah, we have all our researches. Air balloons. Okay, are we down energies? Metal and a lightning. No, I said we have all our energies as well. Interesting. I'm not sure exactly what we're missing out of the deck. I think we're missing one Zacian. We're missing a Frosmoth. I think we're probably missing a Calm. Turbo Patch maybe. So it's fine. We are going to just grab Snom here. Getting rid of this Articuno might not be great for us. Like it might not be a great plan, realistically, but I think it's our best option. We do have two in the deck, and hopefully nothing crazy happens. Okay. So this is a little bit awkward. He will be KOing this Kyogre next turn, which, like, of course, isn't super ideal for us. We're going to have to just attach here. Maybe we can hit a Turbo Patch on this guy next turn. We can Rosa for some stuff. So we're not in a terrible position. It's just not, like, necessarily ideal. There's a Metal, actually, which is very good. You know, I guess our only hope here is... Well, it's interesting. Oh, we have a Moth, too. Okay. So he is going to get the energies on this thing. He's going to take one prize here, KOing this Kyogre. Again, like, we don't really mind too much. We should be able to just knock out all of these things here on his board. He misses with a Moonsault Press. But either way, still hitting for 130 with the Dojo. Okay, so now's the thing here where we need something to, like, pivot into. I think Jirachi's just going to be our best option to move into anyway. We're going to evolve the Frosmoth here. And I think that before we do anything, we're going to pop Oricorio? No, I think we search stuff out first. I don't think he's ever doing bench damage to us, so that's good. First things first, we're just going to set up this Kyogre. Just because we want to attack with it this turn. I think benching this one is probably fine. Just because we want to start setting it up before, or sooner rather than later. What's in our discard pile for energy? We have a Metal and a Water, so we could just pop a Turbo Patch here. I don't see why not. We get heads. We love to see it. We're just going to grab the Metal, put it on our second Kyogre. And then now I think we're going to... let's Dreamy Revelation first. What do we find? Okay, so we find Telescopic Sight. We're just going to grab that because that's something that we probably would have searched with the Rosa either way. And now we can Rosa for like a Quick Ball. Or not a Quick Ball, sorry. We'll Rosa for an Air Balloon. Maybe also, well... Yeah, we really need to grab a way to switch out here because we want to attack this turn. So let's just do it. Yeah, okay. So we're going to Rosa. I think for a Pokemon, I think probably grabbing Articuno is probably just our best option, personally. We could grab Training Court, get rid of his Dojo, but we're not going to be behind on prizes for a while, so I think we need to attack this turn. We're going to grab Air Balloon, and then we're going to grab another Water because we can use Frosmoth as many times as we want, which is very nice. And we can actually just Dance of Tribute. Maybe should have thinned out that Quick Ball first. We find Training Court, always very, very good. And now what we can do is we can actually grab this Water, right? And we can Frosmoth, Ice Dance, both of these Waters just right onto this Kyogre. And if we had Koko or if we had a Turbo Patch, then maybe we'd be able to get the attack off this turn too. So definitely not bad. We're going to be able to retreat into this Kyogre. Obviously very, very good stuff. We're going to get this nice, amazing Surge off. Unfortunately, he will be KOing this thing next turn, but I think we have everything in hand to just attack again next turn. We can Rosa again for another, you know, whatever you call it. I don't know. What's the word? What's the word for it? The Telescopic Sight. Although we don't actually need it, to be honest with you. So maybe we... Yeah, we don't actually need... Okay, but now we probably want it, just because he did put down this Lucario. What an interesting deck that we're playing right here. He's going to get the heads on the Moonsault Press, hit for 220. Wow, you got to love it. Okay, so he's got 4 prizes now. Again, we have the Jirachi Pivot, Air Balloon, always very, very good. It looks like we're going to have to attack twice more with Kyogres, right? That's kind of what it's looking like. Do I have Kyogre left in my deck? Is a good question. Let's just pop this first. We probably want to grab... Yeah, we probably want to grab this. We're going to quick ball away Mew. He's not really doing bench damage. We don't need Mew at all. We do have another Kyogre. That's very good for us. So we're just going to do this. Okay. Interesting. Maybe I grab Turbo Patch, to be honest with you. Because, again, I don't really think I need this. Because we're going to take 4 prizes next turn. We just have to attack 1 more time, and then we KO this, and then we win, right? So that's kind of the idea. So... Jeez, okay. Okay. I'm just thinking. My sequencing is most definitely all off. I think our best play here, we are just going to Rosa. Let's grab a Patch. Let's grab another Water. And then Pokemon. I guess we can grab Snom. Just to take it out of our deck, maybe. Okay, cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to Frosmoth. We're going to Ice Dance. We're going to put 2 onto this Kyogre yet again. Like this. Now we can Turbo. That's Tails. We don't love to see that. Let's pop the Dreamy Revelation now. Let's grab that metal, actually. That'll be our manually attached... our manual attachment for the turn. Actually, we already manual attached? Oh, we did. We attached a Kyogre. That's unfortunate. I guess so. Honestly, we can just dance a tribute here. We're going to take some stuff off the prize cards. Maybe best not to, but we do find another Turbo Patch. That one's Tails, unfortunately. We're going to attach to the Kyogre with the energies. We're going to hold Stamp, of course. And now let's retreat into this. We're just going to attack here for a nice, amazing surge. We should take 4 prizes here. Yep. So definitely very, very good. Like, let's go. 4 prizes. You got to love the 4 prizes. Actually, it was 5. I miscounted. That's my bad. So phenomenal. 5 prizes in 1 attack. I think that we're looking pretty good right now. I think next turn we just have to attack once. Wow. That's a rip on that bead there. Very unfortunate for our opponent here. Yeah, he's just got a Moonsault Press. So I think that, well, actually, we might not even be able to get the attack off this turn, which is unfortunate. How many Turbo Patch have we done? All of our Turbo Patches. So that's not great. We're just going to attach the metal here. And then I think what we're going to do is that we're going to have to just... Oh, interesting. Okay. Let's grab Rod. I don't think we stamp him to 3 either. I'm just trying to think. I think what we're going to do is... Let's retreat into Articuno. That way he can't boss up this Kyogre. No matter what next turn, we should just win. I think. Yeah, I think that we're fine. We'll grab one of these just to put it back into our deck if we get Marnied or whatnot. We can actually just Rod as well. And we can just grab, I'll probably just grab 1 Kyogre just in case. And then we'll put these guys back in the deck just in case we get Marnied or Reset Stamped or something like that. And then maybe we can find a way to draw into it. So... Yeah, I think we're probably just going to have to wait here. Unfortunately, we did kind of burn our last 2 Turbo Patches, and we whiffed on them. But I think that we just pass here with Articuno. I don't think he could boss up Kyogre, KO it, or anything like that. I think that we're doing fine. I don't think that we possibly lose this. And next turn, I think we're doing fine. Yeah, he's going to boss. What is he bossing up, though? He tried to boss up Kyogre, and unfortunately, he can't do that. And we actually resist fighting as well, so he didn't even take that other prize card. That's going to be the victory. We didn't get to see that last KO, but that is how that one goes. So definitely a pretty good game. Again, that's not like a super crazy meta deck that we, of course, would be playing against, but not a bad one. Not a bad one at all. All right, let's see where you face this time. We're playing GAW 3NG. GAW 3NG. Okay. Maybe he's playing like a fire deck, like a welder deck. I think Kyogre usually does pretty good against red. They don't run a lot of boss or Marnies, right? And we obviously hit for weakness to the active. So do we want to go first? I mean, Welder likes to go second. But typically they're not really going to attack on their second turn. So I think we're fine with this, going first still. What's our start? We do start with Jirachi, which is good. Our hand is actually not bad. Unfortunately, I think we're going to be quick balling for a Zacian. But we'll see what we top deck here. We never know. That's another water. Let's just straight off the bat, Dreamy Revelation. We find the Zacian. That's very good for us, indeed. Definitely very good. We're going to just put this down. I think that we can quick ball. Yeah, so we're just going to quick ball the way the water. And we're actually going to grab... Yeah, we're going to grab a Kyogre. Start getting some energies down on this thing. We're going to attach. We can play Court as well. We'll just grab that water back because he might play a Hearth next turn. Let's put the scope down. Not a bad setup for us. We're just going to Intrepid, grab another Court, Air Balloon, I think that was, and a Metal Energy. It would have been nice to draw into like a Snom, or maybe we top deck some way to find a Snom next turn, because again, getting that Frosmoth down is extremely, extremely important. There's the Giant Hearth like I knew would be coming out, so that's fine. We have another one in hand. I think we're only running 2 in deck, though, so Training Court might be smart, actually. I mean, I don't know. Do we want to get rid of his Hearth, or do we want to... do we want to wait, right, and keep Training Court for when we might need it later in the game? We do have Turbo Patches. We have Tapu Koko and whatnot. He grabs a Crystal. He's going to Quick Ball. Okay. So is this Blounds, actually? If this is Blounds, then I think that we're doing fine. It's Reshiram Charizard. I think this might just be like Tempo Zard or Crycephalon or something like that. Maybe just like a Tempo Zard deck. Gaw 3 and G. I mean, I think I know this guy, to be honest with you. I think he might have played in the tournaments or whatnot. He's gonna Welder 2 under Reshi here. He could KO my Jirachi this turn, which like obviously wouldn't be that great for us. And he put a third one on. It looks like that's what he might do. He might just pop his GX attack and get the KO on Jirachi. Hopefully not. I don't really think that would be. I mean, I guess for him it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's actually what he's gonna do, which is super funny. Wow. Okay. So that's not great, only because now we have to probably go into Zacian. Because we have an Air Balloon, so it's not like the end of the world, but we don't want to get KO'd, right? So we have another Kyogre, which is, again, not terrible. We're going to put the Metal onto Kyogre here. We're going to put down Training Court, maybe just to stop his pace a little bit. And we are going to have to retreat into this guy. We're going to go ahead. Intrepid Sword, we find 2 Metals, actually. And another Kyogre. So both of our Intrepid Swords have been pretty unfortunate. And we're really hoping to top set something, like maybe like a Rosa or something would be just super, super ideal. Hopefully he doesn't have Boss in hand. I don't think this deck really runs that many Boss. And that would not be good. He gets the 4th energy on, of course. He had a pretty good start as well. But our start was good. We're just kind of teetering off. I don't know what his hand actually looks like at the moment, right? But we might just be throwing Kyogres at him for now, because that's the only Pokemon that we have. He is going to Flare Strike. So now next turn, again, he already popped his GX and he already Flare Strike. So next turn, he shouldn't actually be able to KO anything, which is interesting to note. But again, I guess he could just double switch out. We do find a Calm. We're going to Calm away Frosmoth. Or do we? Yeah, okay, so actually, here's the question. Do we grab Oricorio here? Or do we grab Snom? I think, honestly, I kind of want to grab Oricorio. That might not be the best play, but we really need to draw into something here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to hold off on attaching for now. I think I'm going to stamp him to 4. We have multiple stamps in deck. Or no, actually, I think we're only running 1. But that's fine. And we're just going to do that. Maybe slow his roll for a minute. Let's Dance of Tribute. Maybe we'll find something pretty decent off this. Awesome, actually. That's super awesome. We find a Rosa. That's very ideal. What's in our discard? No energies yet. Very, very interesting. Okay. So what I'm going to do, actually, with Rosa... I want to grab Snom, though, but I really can't. Can I? I guess it's fine. Like, again, like I said, I don't think he's really going to be KOing our Zacian next turn. You know? But I don't want to give him the 2 prizes just in case. Either way, we prize both of our Articunos. So it looks like we're not going to be grabbing that. That was the other option that I was thinking of. We're going to grab a Snom. I think that we might just grab another Rosa as well to set up for next turn. And for energies, it looks like we can grab a Lightning. Okay, okay. Okay, so we're going to put these Pokemon down. Maybe I feed him the Kyogre next turn. Again, I just don't know, right? See, he can't do it until his next turn. He's down 1 switch. He doesn't have like a way to... He's not going to manually retreat out. I think we're fine, honestly. He could play Switch and then Stellar Wish find another Switch. But I think for the most part, we're kind of just chilling. Let's attach the metal to this dude. Do I really want to keep the Zacian in the active spot is the question. And he takes 2 prizes. I don't know if we can afford it, really. Is the problem. I mean, again, that's the only way he attacks, right? Is he double switches out. And he's already down with switch. So, like, the likelihood 38 cards in deck, we're gonna hang out. We're gonna stay in the active spot. Maybe that's not the right idea, but again, he already used his GX attack. Outrage isn't gonna KO us. We just hope that he doesn't find 2 switches this turn. He's gonna get his Hearth, so we're all out of training courts now, which is important to mention, important to note. So he's gonna Hearth away his 3rd Hearth, I believe that is, or maybe that's his 4th. So his 3rd Hearth. He's gonna draw some more fires. If he passes his turn here, that's like the most ideal thing that could possibly happen to us. Oh, he's gonna cram here actually, which isn't ideal. If he has Welder in hand, that's very terrible for us. Oh, and he's gonna Outrage. That's perfect actually. This is like literally exactly what we wanted. Very, very good. Like very good indeed. Okay. Well, I mean, our hand isn't like actually incredible, to be honest with you. But getting damage off here is gonna be really good, right? It's definitely gonna be very good. We're gonna have to put a water on this dude. I don't want to research out. Like, I can't research, unfortunately. So it looks like what I'm going to have to do is just attack with this Kyogre. It's going to be difficult for us to get a setup next turn. But again, like, we have everything we need. So if he KOs this Kyogre next turn, which he will, then we're going to be fine. But if he bosses up this Zacian, then that's not great for us, really. It's really not that great. But we just have to, after this one attack, we'll just have to attack him once more, and then we get the win, right? We're taking all these prizes. All right, let's check this out. We're just gonna hit him. That's nice. We are taking 2 prizes here off those 2 Jirachis. Actually gonna help us out a lot. We do find one of our Articunos. We find another Kyogre, which is actually really good. I didn't even notice that we had one prized. I guess I probably should have looked. So those 2 prizes weren't that bad for us, realistically. After this Kyogre gets KO'd, we can Rosa, go into this other Articuno. And then just like hope that, you know, we're just chilling and maybe I think we should be able to stall here. I think our only issue that we're worried about is him bossing up this Zacian and KOing it. Again, Cram is going to get the KO like if he spit shots us. So he's setting up for that spit shot right now. Not super good for us. But we should be able to Rosa and find Mew, right? So I think that we're honestly doing fine. We do need to find Frosmoth as well. So this is a little bit awkward. Okay. So let's Rosa first. Well, actually, I kind of want to Oricorio first, because then maybe we draw into either Koko or, Frosmoth, right? Yeah, we're gonna do this first. We have no other way to like thin our deck out. Okay, so we do grab Frosmoth, which is very good for us, because now we can Frosmoth, we can Ice Dance. We're gonna get both on here. We might be able to get the win this turn, which would be phenomenal. So I think what we do is we're going to attach metal. And I think we actually just won. I'm not going to lie off that. I think that we already just won. So we can grab Koko. We'll grab like a patch. Grab water. So I think that's going to be the game. Hopefully he doesn't concede to us. I want to see this actually happen. We're going to just dance to the ancients. We're going to put the lightning onto this Kyogre. Don't concede, my friend. Don't concede yet. Let me do it. All right, let's go. Amazing Surge. Board wipe. Boom. There it is. Look at that. I think that's how many prizes is that? Is that like 7 prizes in one turn? Let's go, guys. Unreal deck. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was the Amazing Rare Kyogre list. Again, big shout out to my man who went 7-1 in Phase 1 with this deck at the Chill Series number 21. It's a super cool deck list. I don't know if Kyogre Amazing Rare has really gotten as much credit as it deserves. Again, a deck like this does struggle a lot setting up in this standard format. This standard format does not appreciate setup decks very much. As we know, it appreciates really fast-paced, hard-hitting decks like Pikarom or ADP or maybe even E-Turn or things like that. But you know what? We had some really great games. I actually just recorded 2 games in a row, and they were just the perfect games to showcase this deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to click subscribe if you like these videos. Like the video if you liked this video. And comment below, what do you think of this deck? What would you change about it? What's your favorite way to play Kyogre Amazing Rare? What's your favorite Amazing Rare card that came out in Shining Fates. I've been Maddie from Chill TCG. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Before we go, actually, I want to let you guys know that if you don't know already, Wednesday we're giving away a Tropical Beach to our first place winner. Our PTCGO 2012 World's Championship promo, Tropical Beach. It's going to go to first place here at Chill Series number 22. Definitely go check it out. Link to register will be down in the description below. It's one of the most insane prizes that we ever given at a tournament, so I'm super, super excited, and I hope you guys get a chance to play. So I've been Maddie from Chill TCG. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow, and yeah, have a good night.